Hello. I already read the next book in the Sending Books to Each Other and Annotating Them series, you could say. So yeah, let's just take a look at the third book. As I've said, this is the third book, and 5 people plus me are sending books to each other in different genres, and we all read them and annotate them and send them to the next person, and then the person who sent the book gets it back at the end and has a lot of annotations from us in it just to make it more special. So yeah, this is the third book in the sci-fi genre. It's Aurora Rising, the first book in the series, and it's written by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff. And I've never read anything by these authors, so I was very excited to getting into it. But I have to say that I didn't really enjoy the book. So yeah, because of that, my annotations aren't as interesting maybe as in the other books from the series so far, just because I wasn't as motivated. But by all means, this is not a bad book, but it's just not for me at all. It has all the things in it that I just don't like in books. The writing style is very colloquial, characters are all swearing and joking around. I don't like humor in books, and this has a lot of it in it. And then it's very YA in terms of romance and falling in love with each other, swooning over each other, constantly giving each other weird nicknames and reminding the reader of the dimple of Tyler, which was kind of annoying after some time. And just the first thing that they do is pointing out how hot someone looks and they can't think about anything else. It's just what I don't like. And they act on impulse, your typical young adult teenager stuff in high school, but this is taking place in space. And then it also has some Six of Crows and Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, both things that I do not enjoy, unfortunately, which is a very unpopular opinion. I'm very sorry about that, but that's just how it is. And yeah, a lot of military action scenes, very character driven, a lot of dialogue in it, and a heist. And yeah, I just don't like any of those. I don't like character driven stories. I like plot and atmosphere and interesting ideas, and this didn't focus on that. And yeah, the characters itself, we have multiple POVs, which is nice. I love that. But I didn't like any of the characters, unfortunately, and I couldn't really keep them apart. Like, if the chapter headings didn't have the name of the POV in it, I would be fucking lost and would know what the chapter was written from. But yeah, on a more positive note, I did like the attempt at mixed media in this. We have, after almost every chapter, an digital entry from the Uniglass, which is a technological gadget in this series, and it's like presenting us a search entry from something of the world, just explaining the world more, characters involved, and all the alien races that exist in the world. And then I also liked the few scenes at the end of the book that take place on planet Octavia, where there is a fungus-like plant. That was nice. Yeah, but didn't really like the rest of the book, unfortunately. But I'm glad that I read it. Let's get into the actual annotations. Yeah, so my annotations again, as always, are in this brown color, which almost look like orange, and I like to draw things instead of writing down stuff. So we have Tyler's astronaut helmet right here, which is quite important in this prologue scene. And yeah, this is just how the annotations look like in general. In chapter 5, we have a present right at the top because Ori gets something from Tyler, which is quite important for the book. Not so much the story, but the book for sure. And this is an example for the mixed media that I was talking about. This is just talking about all the divisions of the squad, aka the whole group of characters that we're reading from in this book. And right here we have Cat's dragon plushie in it, which is quite important for the story. It pops up here and there, and yeah, it's just very, very cute, so I had to draw it. And on here we have quite an interesting tattoo that is mentioned. So yeah, nothing too fancy, but the meaning behind it was very interesting. And then some blood over here. And some more nose bleeding on the next page. The book actually consists of different parts. So right here we have part 2, A Sky Full of Ghosts. Not actual ghosts like these, but yeah, it does have a meaning and is mentioned in the part. This tentacle is mentioned in a bar that the characters are visiting. So yeah, there is an alien with tentacles as fingers. Not important to the story at all, but I liked that description. And we're still at the bar. And of course there has to be a bar fight. With some glasses thrown around, so I have one right here. And then at the end of chapter 15 we have this man right here. He's called Bianchi. And well, he's a character in the story. I can't spoil anything about him, but he was described very interestingly, so I just wanted to try to draw him. So yeah, that's what he looks like in my mind. This right here is an attempt at drawing the architecture of a museum. But yeah, it's not really described in much detail, so I didn't know what to draw. And there was also a burger mentioned. Had to draw it. I love burgers. And yeah, get hungry every time one is mentioned in a story. And we're now almost at the end of the story. Didn't draw too much in the middle of the book, and this is on the aforementioned planet Octavia now. Got a drawing from a childhood memory of one of the characters about chilies. So again, food. Can't resist drawing it. And this is where it gets kind of scary and crazy, you could say. For a few pages, felt like almost a horror novel. Again, more of that kind of vibe. I am 8,000 eyes, so had to draw some eyes. And that's basically it. We have all our thoughts at the back of the story. But yeah, that's everything that I drew in Aurora Rising for our group project. Just 2 more books to go now. A literary fiction book, I think it's Japanese translated, and then also a romance book, which I don't often read, so yeah, really excited about both of these books. I hope I'll see you in my next video, and until then, take care, happy reading, bye!